This is Edward Bowers reporting from his porch. Edward Bowers' life is untold. Well, when I was just a youngin', my dad was an ornery cuss. And he was ornery pretty much my whole life. He'd tell me I was nothing but a worthless good for nothing. He'd tell me I was this, I was that. But guess what? He was wrong. My father, late in his years, after a few weeks before he passed away, apologized for the way he treated me in my life. I don't want to get into my sad, sorrowful life, but that brings me through a life of misery. The life of misery that I was enduring was I didn't know when to not drink. See here, I started drinking the first time I really drank a beer. I was probably 8 years old. Well, that's just a story for another time. But right up through my life, right up all 41 years, I've been a drinker. Never really became problematic. Not that I really became aware of or nothing. Till things happen. First thing happened is I broke my ankle. Man, that was ridiculous. Broke my ankle on the side of a road in Cattaraugus, New York. Well, needless to say, I had to have surgery. They put pins and plates on me because I did one of them, what they call it's a spearheaded fracture. And that don't heal right. So that was my first surgery. Not gonna get into the stories. A lot of drinking in my life. Nothing but bad came of it. I got my hip messed up. Not just because I went down to their casino, the Salamanca Casino, and went down in there. I won $500. Called my ex-brother-in-law. He's supposed to come get me. Well, the cops took it upon themselves, despite the fact that my head was bleeding. They were going to put me in that cop car. Well, yep, it sure enough did. But moments, as soon as that security guards in the Salamanca Casino turned around after telling the officers I wasn't really resisting, they could lighten up. Well, felt this sharp pain in my left hip. Nope. Yep, it happened. This is real stuff. I went down there. They took me to I was freaking out. Making them take me to the hospital. They took me down to that Little Valley jailhouse and they checked my blood pressure. Whoop, there I go. Off to the hospital. Sure enough, got a concussion and I am tweaking. I tell you what, I was tweaking. It made me so mad, assaulted me, bruised me all up. I got pictures to prove it. Well, that was just another sad, sorrowful thing. Well, that brings me down to the last thing in my life, and these things all debilitated me. And I don't want the American people to feel sorry for me. I'm telling you, when I freaking went to Rochester, I was going to Museum of Play with my family. Yeah, Museum of Play. I was taking my kids. They were a little bit older. I was like 16, 14, 12, and had my little 7-year-old with us. Well, they're in 2018. Sure enough, I'm walking up the stairs, drinking again. I'd been drinking all day. Been down the bar. I'm walking up the stairs, and unbeknownst to me, there was this perpetrator. He was gonna co-sock me in the eye, knock me down them stairs, and break my back, and forever change my life. Then that brings me to the story about the doctors. The doctors, I'm sorry, I'm just getting into this here, but the doctors, the first one, Buffalo General Hospital, said nothing wrong with my back, but the truth is, they weren't worried about my back, they were worried about the spina bifida and the pars defect. Now, you don't know nothing about spina bifida. That's where you got a tangle of nerves that grows all over the place, more than natural. Well, instead of telling me the truth, they said I had a surgical candidate, and then they decided, I think on that, this is conspiracy theory. This is not fact. But this is what I believe, that they just couldn't do the surgery. Well, here 3 years later, I'm going to the chiropractic office of over there by the Buffalo Bills Stadium. This is real stuff. And they said, well, you're a non-surgical candidate, but when you got injured, they missed it. It was fractured, and your L5, L4 disc, that got shoved forward 4.5 millimeters. So you now got bone on bone. The only thing we can do for you is a nerve block. Well, that nerve block is what they do is they take this Da Vinci machine and they go in your back and they go and numb all them nerves with needles about the size of a hair. Well, that pretty much sums it up for my story for the last 41 years. There's a lot more to be told, but if I had told you, I'd be sitting here all day. So until I have something else to say, I'll be getting back to you now. You hear?